I'm here on the job site with Dale, who's a framing contractor.
Hey, good morning.
Dale traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for all his business vehicles. We're here where he needs us most.
Yep, they sure are.
We make it easy for him to save on all his insurance needs, all in one place, with coverage that fits his business and bottom line. Oh, I shouldn't have looked down.
It's all right.
We're so far up here.
Look at me. Take a deep breath.
Oh, I'm good. So good.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. Get more with Geico.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains September 19th through the 24th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface-level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind-the-scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
We're in Way Media.
Welcome to Rankin' on Bass, an offhand joke that became a podcast. I'm your host, Mike White. Joining me is a World War I flying ace, Mr. Chris Dashew.
Wait for my brother, Baron.
Also with us is a big fan of Hassan Pfeffer, Mr. Richard Haddam.
I got nothing.
On this podcast, we discuss the works of Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass, specifically their stop motion and animated work, and we are fully in animated territory, going all the way back 51 years to that sweet year of 1972 when Rankin and Bass were on fire and they were doing a whole lot of specials for the ABC Saturday Superstar movie. And this was one of those episodes. Of course, we're talking about the lauded, celebrated film that everyone loves and still talks about to this day because we all grew up watching it. 1972's The Red Baron, written by Leonard Starr, directed by Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass, starring a cast of pretty regular characters here: Bob McFadden, Alan Swift, some pretty familiar folks. Maury Laws doing the music, which I'm thinking is kind of an homage to The Third Man. Are you guys picking up on that at all?
Yeah, I would love it if that were true.
I honestly think that he was channeling a little bit of that zither music from The Third Man, because that's what we get when we start off with the Red Baron, who is not the Red Baron at the beginning. He's just a Baron, and his cat. What the hell's his cat's name? Hootsie, yeah. And I was getting such strong vibes of Hong Kong Phooey and Cat while I was watching this. This whole thing of Hong Kong Phooey doesn't really know what the hell he's doing. Cat is the one, or Spot is the one that knows everything that's going on. Spot can't speak English, but Hong Kong Phooey can, which was always weird. So I guess cats live in subjugation by dogs in this world.
Oh, at least they're not being subjugated by mice.
That's true. Yeah.
Well,
No, the mice are all rounded up and put into camps. I've read
okay.
I've read that book.
Okay. And this brings us to the major issue with
Right,
this.
I was about to say the overt Germanism in 1972 is off the charts, folks.
Why? How did Van Richtenberg Golf, whatever his name, how did he become like a hero for us?
Manfred von Richthofen.
Yes.
I mean, there are so many levels that have to be navigated and unpacked to figure out why they even did this. And the only thing I can think of was that this all had to do, like somehow the Snoopy thing tipped it off. It's like Snoopy fights the Red Baron. That's what other cultural cachet does the Red Baron have in 1972 outside? This is the person that Snoopy fights. Now, why you would take the enemy of Snoopy and decide to make him the hero of a movie that relates to a cultural moment that resonates with no American at all.
Wait, children in 1972 knew who the Red Baron was. I love that. Like when Mike said at the end of the last episode that this is what we were watching, like this is blew my mind that this existed, because I couldn't fathom that this is what it was, and it is exactly what it sounds like. Like there's nothing about this that is at all surprising. And not like it's surprising that this exists, but the story that they tell is like completely within the wheelhouse of Rankin and Bass, but a bizarre story to tell nonetheless.
Well, if you strip it down and assume it's being watched by 6-year-olds who have no idea what's happening, you get a story of a guy, like a hero guy, and a young princess has been kidnapped, and he has self-selected to go and rescue her. So you're at least like, okay, got it. I'm with you that far. But my God, it is confusing. I'm not sure. Like maybe I'm bringing too much to it, but I'm like, wait, so are they the Germans? Like who's not the Germans? Or is this just a fantasy landscape of kingdoms made up of dogs and cat servants, and they're perpetually at war? So, I hate to say that something designed for 6-year-olds in 1972 left me baffled, but this did.
Well, I don't want to be that guy, but I'll tell you that there was Fanny Hill met the Red Baron in 1968 in a Barry Mahan film starring Susan Evans. And then also there was Von Richthofen and Brown, a Roger Corman joint from 1971. So he was still in the popular consciousness. He was played by John Philip Law in that one. Of course, we all know him as Diabolique from the incredible Mario Bava film, or Diabolic, I suppose. So he was still in the public consciousness, but
like I don't want to be that guy either. But this motherfucker aired at 9:30 in the morning on a Saturday.
Yes, for small children. So I think really only the Snoopy connection fits as far as this. And yeah, I don't see little kids playing World War I flying ace in their backyards at the time. Maybe they did. Maybe that was their thing. Hey, let's all relive the glory days. Do you want us to dig foxholes? Damn straight. I want you to cross that Maginot line and take the anthill. Yeah, sure.
Mustard gas and everything.
Exactly.
You guys want to get trench foot?
Wow. Yeah, you guys have a lot of World War I.
Hey, man, it's the Great War.
At your fingertips.
It was the Great War.
Yeah.
Did they all come back with shell shock?
The ones that survived. What was that? What's the documentary called? Like they never grew old.
Yeah, those
the Children's Crusade.
Old, yeah.
I do like that that Snoopy was so influential on Rankin and Bass. Like, yeah. I mean, and that's why it's dogs too, right? Like that's got to be why it's dogs.
I'm very curious when that whole World War I flying ace thing happened with Snoopy and the Red Baron. Sorry, I forgot that there was also, this is so weird. In 1970, there was a Blake Edwards film with, of course, Julie Andrews called Darling Lily, where it talks about the Mata Hari story. So also a World War I film. This is so bizarre, as opposed to Mata Hari, which I think would have been better had they called her Mata Hari.
Well, given what the reveal ends up being.
Oh, good Lord.
good God. And you know what? I think for me, the big issue with something like this is, I mean, the story is kind of its own issue and everything else. And the fact that it's kind of, again, just it arbitrarily exists for whatever reason. Like, I get why they were like, a Christmas thing. Kids are going to love this. The thing that weirds me out about this is the story of the Red Baron, like, all of the weird shit of it aside, like, it could have just been like anything. It could have been anything. And like the Red Baron thing just gives it this weird twinge of like halfway pseudo history, like informing it in a way that would have nothing informing it if it were just, I don't know, dogs and cats and planes. Like, that's not a great name, but why it's called the Red Baron is beyond me.
Well, it really reminded me a lot of Wacky Races.
Right.
And I think there was a Red Baron character in there as well, which was strange. But the whole thing of when they are actually in the air and all of the comedy ensues, that was finger quotes there for our listeners at home. When the comedy ensues, it's all like, oh, I'm accidentally chopping this guy's plane up, or, oh, I don't know which way I'm headed. Oh, hey, it's like all of these stupid things that happen in the air. And I'm just like, this is totally Wacky Races.
Well, and I'll say that I thought some of the vocal performances were well done and got humor out of some lines. Like there were some times I snickered and chuckled based on performance. But let me read you something from the Enchanted World of Rankin and Bass. Okay, so Mike and Chris and I have this book that it is the encyclopedia for Rankin and Bass, and I recommend you all buy it. It's a wonderful, beautiful book. If you like just Rudolph, get the book. If you like anything more than Rudolph, this book will be at your bedside at all times. But this special only gets one paragraph and it's wrong. An evil cat named Putzi abducts Pretzelheim's Princess Sophie, and that means war. Despite the sneers of Captain von Zipper, the famed flying ace, Red Baron, decides to take to the skies again, but first he has to build a new airplane. Having accomplished this task, the daring dog leads his squadron to victory, defeating the cat people and their cunning Katahari.
Wow, that's like so
wow. There is a mention on the Wikipedia page for this. However, among these home video releases, the synopsis for them falsely claims that there are cat villains in the film, with Putzi being the main villain that has kidnapped Princess Sophie, when it is actually Prince Heinrich that has eloped with her.
Yeah.
So how in the goddamn world were there two versions of this?
Oh, it's called I don't think they watched it.
That's what I think.
I think it's called they didn't watch it, bro.
I think somebody made it up for the video release, and then the person that was putting together that Rankin and Bass book didn't actually look at the material.
Oh my god!
Which is weird.
Book, I mean, I just want to see if this book came out at a time. Well, 2016, the internet existed in 2016. Am I correct? I can't really remember. A lot happened in 2016.
There were a few things that happened then. Well, we do have to say that this is the most difficult one that we've had to find. Like, surprisingly, after how many years have we been doing the show? 3 years, 4 years, 5, 10, 20?
16.
Yeah, it is.
You've always been here, Mr. White.
It's been 86 years. This was the toughest one. And there was a Twitch streamer who was streaming it, and you could see that video back, but I didn't really want to watch it with the guy hanging out, and I think he was making comments about it. And then there's some psychopath broke it up into 3 pieces and put it out on YouTube, but they're all in like this weird repeating order. Like the whole thing altogether was an hour and 20 minutes when the whole movie itself is an hour or less than. Yeah, that was weird trying to watch that.
Okay, so here's what we know. Rankin and Bass made a deal to make 4 specials that were going to be Saturday morning specials that were called the ABC Saturday Superstar Movie. Okay. Red Baron, I think, was the first one. The second one is bizarrely fascinating. It was called That Girl in Wonderland.
That's what we're watching next month.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually
especially
happy
because I know you're a big fan of
guys,
her. So
I am.
I know you
really
are.
into Marlo Thomas, and I don't know if it's because I'm Lebanese and she's Lebanese, but
I thought she liked men.
Okay. Now I know we're in July and it's no longer Pride Month, but Jesus.
Sorry, you said she was Lebanese. I really thought that she was hetero.
I thought you were American.
She's a thespian.
Oh, okay.
My point is this.
Does that mean she lisps when she talks?
That's right.
I'm excited about that girl. I think I've made that clear. But I don't know what we've got coming up, but I'm looking through this book. Could we please do the Jackson 5 and or the Osmonds? Come on. You're going to tell me we do this podcast and we're not going to do Jackson 5 and or the Osmonds?
Well, I think not next month when we will talk about That Girl in Wonderland, which does sound absolutely bizarre. And that one easily available, findable on YouTube, the whole darn thing. At least right now, it's out there, very simple to find. But I think it's the following month where I have it earmarked as Coneheads and other animated films.
Yeah, Coneheads, baby.
So we can talk about our other animated TV shows. So we can talk about Jackson 5. We can talk about, what was the other one you mentioned?
The Osmonds. I mean, look, Jackson 5 up here, Osmonds a little lower. Coneheads, I am morbidly interested in. Well, I feel like, because I remember the Jackson 5 show.
Oh, me
I remember
too.
the Osmond show.
Well, because didn't the Jackson 5 show, I know for sure Archie had a dog that would like lead the band and stuff. Didn't they have a cute animal as well? Tito?
No, he's a person. Please don't get us into trouble.
That's one of the Jackson 5.
Was Tito an animal? Really?
Tito,
that's where we're going to
Jermaine.
get crucified?
That's where we're going to get canceled. Yeah. Yeah. Tito used to be on all of Melfar Superstars commercials. Well, a lot of them here in Detroit. Melfar of the Lions opened up a dealership. And he took on this persona of Melfar Superstar, where he wore a cape, and it was amazing special effects for local origin commercials. And at one point, Tito came on, and he was kind of his sidekick, which was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
you get a lot of good stuff here in Detroit, guys.
Oh, it's under television.
Can I just point out that like, how do I say this without being impolite? But this special does not deserve to be watched.
You're correct.
Right? Like, I don't want to be mean, but by the end of it, I was just like, what was the actual fucking point of this? Like, and that's an unpleasant place to be in, folks. Like, we talk about stuff all the time. I don't want to be put in a position where I'm like, I thoroughly did not enjoy myself watching this. And I'm not sure if watching just 45 minutes would have fixed it, but it is incomprehensibly fucking jumbled at times, to put it nicely.
And look, in 2023, it is baffling why it was ever made. But watching it and putting yourself in a 1972 mindset, it is equally baffling why it was made. I can't imagine. Look, children like funny stuff and action, but they're not that. I don't think they're that whipped up about, oh, is the princess going to marry the right guy?
Yeah.
And that's what this is about. And it's long. It's just one of those weird, wrong-headed things that it feels like they did. I don't know. Again, it's like we got 4 specials for ABC. They're paying us X amount of a lot of money. Fine. Red Baron, that girl. Yeah, we know Danny Thomas. We did that Cricket on the Hearth thing with him.
That's right.
Call up Marlo. Get her in on this. And it'll all be public domain. And God forbid I start, podcasting about this month. But for fuck's sake. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the Jackson 5. Concurrent with this, it was a series, 1971. Osmonds were 1972. I do believe a pet, a dog or something, was probably involved in both of them because, again, they thought, well, kids will like the music, but let's also put an animal in to kind of, if you don't know the stars, you can at least watch a funny, like Scooby-Doo. I mean, clearly that's the idea. They got a bunch of grown-ups, but there's a talking dog. Kids will love it. Go.
I'm also equally kind of disappointed because looking at this ABC Saturday Superstar movie, like all of the things on there all feel of a piece. Because like they do have, Oliver and the Artful Dodger, which is a repro of Oliver Twist. But then they have, stuff like Willie Mays and the Say Hey Kid. Mm-hmm. And Gidget makes the wrong connection. That's not Rankin and Bass. But like it's weird to me that because like again like this is weird if you just go and look at what they were also putting together at the time. This is like the real standout even within all the other things that they were doing. And all the other things sound a lot more interesting than this too. This is like the least interesting sounding thing on that list because the Banana Splits and Hocus Pocus Park sounds pretty interesting comparative.
Well, I tried to find the Willie Hayes and
the Say Hey Kid.
Yes, I tried my best to find that and have been completely unable to.
Which is a shame because it has
I take that back. I think I found it on eBay, but it was totally overpriced. So it was like, I can't bring myself to pay this.
Which is a shame.
And then we'd each have to get it somehow.
And it's a shame because that has Paul Frees in it. That is like a sports thing, which we kind of haven't seen yet. I don't know. Like ultimately, when you have a story with talking dogs and cats, I don't even understand why they had to anthropomorphize animals for this. Why not just do people? Why not just do animagic? Like it's a lot of the because like I'm not saying it would have been better if it had been just a telling of the Red Baron story, but hear me out here. It might actually have been better if it had just been like leaning on that more and as opposed to like kiddying it up. Because it's also like very kiddied up too. So it's it makes it seem very just like, I don't know, more childish than it needs to be, given again the things that it was airing with.
Yeah, guys, I'm not going to pay $74.99 for a VHS copy of Willie Mays and the Say Hey Kid.
$74.
Yes.
Good night. No fucking way. I think what's more surprising is like something like that not having any sort of physical copy or anything, like even on YouTube. That's surprising. Like Willie Mays is like a known athlete, like very well known. Like I don't know. It's weird that this is on YouTube and that's not.
Oh, well, it's kind of on YouTube.
Okay, so Chris, in answer to your question, it says here in the Enchanted World of Rankin and Bass, the ABC Saturday Superstar movie became more or less another Rankin Bass series for the network. Most everything Rankin Bass did in the early 70s busy period was done in cell animation. Animagic was too time-consuming and expensive to use in anything other than an occasional special.
Huh.
So that explains that, at least.
Well, it's interesting. This is an hour, though. This isn't even a half an hour. That's surprising. I mean, I don't think it would have saved it. Ultimately, it's just like a very juvenile Romeo and Juliet adjacent story. There is no music, really. There's like one song, and then there's the annoying music stinger that they just keep using. It reminded me a lot of remember the witch noise from what special that was, where it was just like that noise that witch would make over and over again.
Return to Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that. I was like, by the end of this, I was like, I'm so glad that this is over because I don't want to hear that like it's not as whimsical as you're making it sound.
This was, their busy period, read, cash grab. This is an example of that. They were clearly on the hook for a monthly installment of their Saturday Superstar movie. This one was December 9th, 1972. Jesus. The next one didn't air for 13 months. That Girl in Wonderland wasn't aired until January 13th, 1974, a full calendar year later. I wonder what these couldn't have been annual things. I don't know.
Right.
It's baffling. It's hard to kind of unravel what they were doing and why, but it was a period of time in our nation's history in Hollywood when there was a lot of pot and cocaine.
Oh, by the way, I found out that Miser Brothers are selling a DVD-R of Willie Mays and the Say Hey Kid for $25. A DVD-R for $25 out on Etsy. They have a ton of illegal bootlegs that they're selling out there, though.
It must be that hard to find, huh?
I guess so.
Guys, aren't we making enough on this podcast to afford to spend some of our income?
Oh boy.
A $75 VHS does not sound any better than a $25 DVD-R at all.
I would actually pay the $25. I would not pay the 70 whatever.
Yeah.
But there's also somebody on YouTube who says that they have it, and I've just requested access to the Google Drive that it's allegedly on.
And it's voiced by Willie May.
Yeah.
Like, that's the crazy thing. He voices himself. Like, it's weird. It's weird that that's the hardest thing that we've had a time finding.
Yeah.
Like, most of these, like, we're pretty proficient at finding things between the two of us. And yeah, this is like the one thing that we haven't found, I guess. Yeah.
Well, look, we had the misfortune of finding the Red Baron. It just wasn't, there wasn't anything really special about the special. It was a fairly standard story. It was a 2D cell animation, which was fairly undistinguished. You know, it wasn't their best, wasn't their worst, but almost.
Their animation is bad. I've never been a fan of their animation, to be honest.
But again, this kind of thing, I mean, Mike and I grew up on this shit. They would, the shit they would serve kids. You know, everyone makes fun of our generation. It's like, oh my God, you guys loved Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch. That stuff was fucking Avatar compared to the shit we got on a Saturday morning. And this isn't even the good shit.
Richard, remember Clutch Cargo?
Yeah.
Clutch Cargo, Chris. You see a second of it or two in Pulp Fiction, but it's basically pictures with somebody's mouth removed. It's like the Conan O'Brien bit, I think it is, where the mouth just is like, oh, we must go and rescue them. And you just see the mouth moving with a still frame around it. It's amazing. Well,
you know, okay, look at the logic of the early 70s. It was they were just beginning to think, well, maybe there is a population out there that we're underserving. Now, when I say underserving, what I mean is advertisers have a lot of sugar-covered shit they want to sell to kids. Now, if we put on a block of programming, like a block of it, not just a show, but if every Saturday morning we can reliably put on cartoons of whatever sort to deliver kid viewers, which have nothing else to do, but they're up early on a Saturday morning, mom and dad are drunk, they want to sleep in, they're trying to get over their hangover. Now the kids can go into the den and from literally 6 a.m. till 11:30 watch the worst animated shows in history
that only existed for selling things.
Yeah, I mean, a Play School, the Big Wheel by Marx. Every item that could be sold to a kid, and kids watched it and went fucking nuts for it and bought that shit. When mom and dad finally got out of bed and had a cup of coffee and an aspirin, they were up in their business going, I want this. I want Kool-Aid. I want honeycombs. I want to go live in the honeycomb hideout. I want Hot Wheels. I want all this stuff. And the parents are like, fine, just shut the fuck up. I'll buy you whatever you want. And so there we have the miracle of television.
This is before they legislated that they have to send a message as well. So then you get those little 5-minute tack-ons at the end of every, probably not even 5 minutes, probably more like 3 minutes at the end of every single G.I. Joe, where, knowing is half the battle.
Have you guys ever seen the fake G.I. Joe PSAs that somebody did in like the days of E-Bombs world and like early YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Pork chop sandwiches. that whole thing of like, hey, I'm Raphael and Donatello. Don't do weed. Like, oh,
but guys,
I do miss that. Like, this is crack, rock, cocaine, like Pee Wee Herman. Like, I do miss it. But
okay, that's your childhood. Again, just to put on the rewind to Mike and I, you had hey.
Oh man. Remember they would cycle that animation so poorly.
We're going to sing a song for you and Bill's going to teach you a thing or two. You had Bill Cosby doing the Fat Albert show, and those always had a lesson. And thank God we had Bill Cosby to teach America's children how to behave.
Oh man. I grew up on Bill Cosby records, man. My aunt gave me so many Bill Cosby comedy records.
I know. It's
Revenge, Why Is There Air, to my brother Russell, who I slept with at night or whatever it was. I mean, just Great stuff.
A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. Then we found out he fucked around and we found out.
Yes, very much so.
It's we lived too long is what it is. That's what I always say. Well, you lived too long. You found out the truth and now you can't enjoy it anymore. It's like you just lived too long. Just imagine if you had died like in the 90s. You'd still think Bill Cosby was great.
He lived too long.
Or that.
If he had died in 1985 when he should have, then all this shit would come out and we'd be like, really? Okay. And it'd be horrible. But we wouldn't be like, unfortunately, all of his victims would not have, I mean, I don't know, maybe they could go to his estate and say, there's a problem, but we wouldn't be sitting here going, oh, Christ, this motherfucker. Anyway, I don't know how we got on this. Oh, right. I brought it up. Okay, let's move on.
You notice how Richard said that's when he should have died? I'm just saying, Richard keeps dropping hints, Mike. We're not picking up on it.
I know.
Hey, but he didn't.
That
was 40 years ago. He's still alive.
Richard's part of this. He's part of this. Yeah, he knew too much. He tried to replace.
There's a lot of people who should have died before now. You want my list? I'll put it in the chat.
Richard, I don't think Richard. I wouldn't do that if I were you. They're listening.
The manifesto.
Yeah.
Michigan's favorite son, Ted Kaczynski, just passed away. Well, University of Michigan alumni, Ted Kaczynski just passed away.
Where
Are
was
they
that?
renaming the building?
Right.
The Teddy K School of Engineering. God.
USC has to tear down its Harvey Weinstein school of casting.
Oh, Jesus.
Who here likes Hassenpfeffer though? That's my question.
Okay. I know German. Hasen is rabbit. Pfeffer is pepper. This is a rabbit made with pepper. You're welcome.
Where are the rabbits in all of this?
Underrepresented.
They're just grist for the mill. They're slaughtered.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, it's an old family recipe. It's like Hassenpfeffer is straight up an animal. So
yeah.
Now let's see.
It's just like how we decide that cows deserve to be murdered and eaten. I guess the dogs are just like, yeah, rabbits. They'll eat the rabbits.
Well, it was the scene that we didn't see where they were flying over all the camps that had the rabbits in.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I know that it became a large industry in Milwaukee because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hassenpfeffer Incorporated. And Chris is staring at
I know about Laverne and Shirley. I know about Squiggy. I know about Michael McKean.
Lenny is the only one who's still alive, by the way. Michael McKean is the only one still alive. Everyone else is Cindy Williams, Penny Marshall, Eddie Mecca. They're all dead. David L. Lander, dead. Gary Marshall, dead. They're all dead except for Michael McKean.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing that
He's
out.
got that
Clean
gorilla
living.
blood in him.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Richard, he's lived long enough per what Richard has said.
No, he's great. Nothing.
Boy.
Nothing will ever come out about Michael McKean. I stake my reputation on this.
Boy, what if something came out tomorrow? Well, Richard, God,
that would lead to a very special episode of Rankin' on Bass.
Right?
He seems like a very decent guy.
It's true. It's kind of like Ed Begley Jr.
I didn't realize that Harry Shearer was an announcer on 6 episodes of Laverne and Shirley. That connection with Michael McKean goes deeper.
What does that mean? An announcer?
Well,
like
he
an
was
on-screen character, or
I think he might have been on screen, or at least actually it looks like he's played several roles here. Let's see if I can find out what it was. But yeah, that was interesting that he was on the show. I didn't know that at all.
Well, those guys were all part of the improv world, either through Groundlings or
the committee.
The Credibility Gap. There were all these, like in the 70s, there were a lot of sort of improv stage groups, Second City. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not surprised they knew each other at all. I'm sure if you looked hard enough, Christopher Guest popped up in something early on that had a connection to somebody.
Do you remember Lenny and the Squigtones?
Absolutely. I loved that album. There were some really good songs.
Well, that's early Spinal Tap. That's all those guys were in that band, that fake band.
They were listening to
Lenny
the
and the
Flower
Squigtones.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pastiche of 50s doo-wop. The songs were parodies of that style. They were great. They were great songs. Like, I listened to that album. I could still sing you those songs. I will not. But it's like, well, as improv, aficionados and professionals, we have learned how to do musical improv. And that's part of what we do. And we're also performers and we're musicians. And so they gravitated toward each other. I mean, if you read those books, and there's books out there, you see how all these early people got together. It's fascinating. I know we're going far away from Red Baron, but believe me, listeners, that's where you want to be.
Yeah, we really have not dealt at all with the Red Baron.
But that's the thing. There's nothing to deal with. So you guys have mentioned this. How old would y'all have been in 71?
-1.
Okay. So Richard, you would have been the only one who would have theoretically seen this on TV, right?
Theoretically.
If you had seen this, because you know yourself, maybe you don't know your 6-year-old, 7-year-old self as well.
Oh, I know my 6-year-old self. Oh my God.
Right.
Oh my God.
Would you have liked this? Like, what would your reaction
I would have killed
been?
myself.
Oh, Jesus. News today breaking. Rankin and Bass has claimed another.
There was a lot of things that made me want to kill myself when I was 6. This is one of them. I know I'm not making fun of suicide. I apologize, but I was a depressed kid. So it was not that far away from the truth.
Oh, you're being serious.
I would have watched something like this. I probably would
and
have
hated
liked
it, right?
Yeah, but I would have sat there and just taken it, because that's what you're doing at that age. You're just like, anything animated, sure, I'll watch anything animated. Yeah,
and that is the issue here, right? Like it's I'm trying to, like, I asked that question only because I'm trying to put myself in the position of someone that this was made for, and I have a hard time believing that if this were on, I would not be tempted to look away and do something else. It wasn't even compelling. Like even something like The Wind in the Willows, which had its problems, or the saga of Smokey the Bear, it had its issues, but it was still like mildly engaging. On top of everything else, I mean, I mentioned the animation, but I really do not like Rankin and Bass's animated stuff. It just all feels really generic, and maybe, and I don't want to put this out into the world, but I will, maybe Rudolph and all that stuff is really generic, but the animagic elevates it into a position where it's memorable, because a lot of that stuff that we watched that's animated, like Frosty and shit, that was not good. It was mediocre at best. And I wonder if we're just, yada-yadaing a little bit of the quality because the animagic is so engaging and entertaining, because it is. I mean, there's no two ways around it. Like, animagic is better, period.
We've done a lot of these. We've been doing this for a while. I'm going to say 2 words that I think I can associate with the best of Rankin Bass, and then the rest is the rest. And those 2 words are Romeo Muller. Okay. I think when he's writing, there's a greater chance of success, quality. I think we've seen that. And the ones that he doesn't write fall below. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's kind of the rule. I think if we have learned anything from this podcast, and if we can give anything to the world, when you're consuming Rankin Bass products, look for the name Romeo. I should know his name. Romeo Muller. I'm not going to get on my big WGA Writers Guild strike soapbox, but it all starts with the writer. And that dude came up with some cool, fun, funny ass shit. He came up with the elf that's a dentist. Okay. He is the spirit animal of the movie Elf. If you like that movie, you like it because they captured the spirit of Romeo Muller. And all those Christmas specials, I think that's the ticket. And I welcome all dissenting opinions.
Well, we were talking about the animation, and I think that Rankin and Bass suffer because they would use so many different animators. So there was no consistency. Of course, we have the value of hindsight right now here in 2023 as we record this and look back at their entire body of work. There are probably circumstances we want to work with this company because it can do X, Y, and Z. But when I look at things like The Hobbit, Return of the King, The Last Unicorn, I mean, those to me are, I think they're really well animated films. I like the character design, all the way that the orcs, the way that Gandalf looks, the way that everybody looks in those Hobbit and Return of the King movies. And then I really like the character design of the folks in Last Unicorn as well. I think I'm definitely hotter on Last Unicorn than y'all were, but it still stands the test of time for me. I had a delightful time watching that. And now watching the Red Baron, don't you feel better about The Last Unicorn?
I feel better about literally everything else that we have watched for this show.
Okay. So you guys see that I'm showing you pictures of Rudolph, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to show you a picture of a person. Tell me who it is. Who is that?
It's Romeo Muller, I'm assuming.
What does it
Burl
look like?
Lives. He looks like Burl Lives.
It is Romeo Muller, and he looks exactly like Burl Lives.
Right?
It's amazing.
It's good stuff for radio.
It's theater of the mind. Just listeners, picture Burl Lives and picture a dude who wrote a bunch of these things, and he looks just like it. There's got to be a connection.
He's going to start singing Silver and Gold at any minute.
Guys, I'm telling you, it is never more than on July 6th, as we are recording this, that I just ache for Christmas so badly.
Oh,
don't you?
No. I don't, in the context of Rankin and Bass, I don't ache for Halloween either, because the Halloween specials were up there for being pretty disappointing. This is bad. I think I was more disappointed because those were Halloween things. Like, I don't know, I ultimately, with this, it's meh, right? I had no expectations with this, Mad Monsters and stuff like that. I was super excited because it was a Halloween Rankin and Bass thing. This, it's okay, it's a Red Baron thing. Ultimately, who gives a shit? I don't know who's a fan of the Red Baron, I guess, is more what I'm getting at.
Here's a thing for Halloween fans, and the Halloween specials of Rankin Bass are not as good as the Christmas ones, but the way kids watch TV now, the young people, they'll just put something on and they'll turn down the sound and it'll just be visual. I think that's the perfect way to watch Mad Monster Party and stuff like that, just because the visuals are so bizarre. But
I think I said that all those years ago. I think I said if I went to a club and this was up on the wall, I'd be very happy. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. Just seriously, guys, as Halloween season starts, for many of us, it starts on Labor Day. Just put this one on, turn down the sound, turn out the lights, put on some weird lights in your house. You kids, you do your Molly, whatever it is you do, and enjoy yourself. Just let it play.
Encouraging kids to do drugs. Oh my God, I'm scandalized.
I don't know what you do. I don't know what they do now. They're smoking the CBD oil. Whatever you do, just do it. Enjoy yourself. But the Halloween but when it comes to the Christmas specials, God damn it, you turn the sound up and learn about theme. That's what Romeo Muller teaches us. I'm out.
Wow. He mic dropped. Richard, come back.
All right, I'm still here.
All right, sure.
Don't worry.
Oh, boy.
You can't get rid of me that easy.
Yes.
So what are we doing next time?
I guess we're done.
What the fuck, Richard? Richard, didn't you remember what happened last time when I did that?
No, I actually don't. I haven't listened to The World of Danny Kaye yet.
Well, you wouldn't hear it in there either.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I want to thank Abby Stabby for our artwork, as well as the Great Octopus for our theme music. Be sure to subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform. Don't make it Stitcher. They're going away pretty soon. We'll be back next month with a look at Rankin and Bass's 1973 animated special, just for you, Richard, That Girl in Wonderland. Until then, be sure to rate and review the podcast wherever you get it. Tell your friends, tell your family, and please stay weird.
Hello, my name is Kevin Tudor, and I'm one of the 3 hosts of Almost Major, a film podcast dissecting many major indie studios and the films they release. Every week, myself, Charlie Nash, and Bryden Doyle discuss overlooked forgotten, or bona fide classic indie films via studio-specific miniseries. We've previously covered numerous films from Artisan Entertainment, Lionsgate Films, and New Line Cinema. Titles including The Blair Witch Project, American Psycho, Dogville, But I'm a Cheerleader, Saw, Requiem for a Dream, and Ringmaster. You know, the Jerry Springer film. Anyways, we have a fun time every week, and we hope you will join us. Subscribe to Almost Major wherever you get your podcasts. Now proudly a part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hello, this is Chris Haskell from They Live by Film. For those that don't know us, Adam, Zach, and I, we built a podcast over the last 2 years that's a combination of film discussion from 3 very different perspectives, as well as industry interviews with the leaders in boutique Blu-ray and 4K community. We started with Dev Crocodile, but over time we've been lucky enough to speak with Arrow Video, Severin, Mondo Macabro, Vinegar Syndrome, Radiance, Indicator, most of the OCN partner labels. It's been a blast. You can find us wherever you podcast, and also actually recently as part of Someone's Favorite Production podcast network. We hope to see you online.